Trevor, I've really been sleeping on honey.
Oh, yeah, I love honey. I put that in my tea every day. I'm glad you're coming around to it.
Yeah, I'm just so sticky now. 'Cause my bed's just like covered in honey.
Hey, wait a minute, we're live.
Oh, hey, we are live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the All That in a Glass of Water podcast. Coming to you from my car, I'm Trevor.
I'm your other host, Lily.
And
It's the car episode.
it's the car episode for me, at least. I'm on vacation here in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina.
Myrtle's Inlet.
Murrells Inlet. Is
Is that like Myrtle Beach?
It is.
But it's Myrtle's Inlet?
So it's like Myrtle Beach, except it's in a different location entirely. And
But it's still like got all the sand in the water and everything?
We have sand, we have water, we have fish
Whoa.
and sharks sometimes. That was scary. But yeah,
You saw one of those?
I've been to the pier. We have a pier nearby, not actually in Murrells Inlet, but it's close. And I have
Myrtle's Inlet isn't fancy enough for a pier.
no. We have
This one.
we have a nice marsh walk.
Ooh.
But I was on the pier one time, many years ago, and there was, in fact, a tiger shark down there swimming.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
A little
That's
scary.
sick.
Yeah, a little spooky. What were we talking about?
We were saying you're in Myrtle Beach.
I'm in...
Or you're
No.
in Myrtle's Inlet. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Get it
I know
right,
Myrtle's
okay?
Inlet people get really offended when you get it confused with Myrtle Beach.
We do. No, we're a very... It's kind of a tight-knit community. We don't let anyone else in, especially not those Myrtle Beach people. And we have an annual event, and that's actually why I'm here, where we walk into the inlet and we just we dig up all the oysters, and we have a big oyster. Well, what do you do with oysters? You boil them. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We get the biggest pot in South Carolina. We boil all the oysters at once.
Wow. Like in the state, you boil every oyster that is there?
Every oyster in the state. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
So but it's like your tight-knit community. How many people are we talking? Like 20?
Yeah, like 20, 25.
And you take every oyster there is in the in the whole state lines.
Yeah, and we sell some of those out too. It's kind of a monopoly that we have over the oysters. And that's why I'm so wealthy.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know you
It
had
is.
that old oyster money.
I have that old oyster money. That's right. We're
You
the
could,
only ones that can legally sell oysters.
you could buy us a better studio, and you choose not to.
With my oyster money?
Yeah. Is
Well, I
the
can
oyster
only-
money not legal to use for studio?
It's not legal to use outside of Murrells Inlet because we, in addition to being a tight knit, we're a tight knit community. We also
Right.
print our own money. It's just the sand dollars that you find on the
Yeah.
beach. It's just that
Those
we
are
have.
pretty rare.
Yeah, they're worth they're worth like $50. Just one is worth $50 in American money, but they will not let us convert.
Oh.
So
But you do export these. So how is, like, when you sell them to Tennessee, how are they giving you payment?
they give us sand dollars, but then they won't let us spend the sand dollars in Tennessee. We can just use them in our community. So we have like a lot of sand dollars too that are mostly
Right.
useless.
Seems like there would just be a huge influx of sand dollars then, with no outgoing sand dollars. I think that's a recipe for mass inflation.
Yeah, I actually the other day I dropped a whole box of sand dollars and they all shattered.
So that's how you remove
Worth-
currency.
Yeah, so that brought up the value of all the other sand dollars a lot. So
That's good. If like a
Yeah.
single one gets smashed, like you have to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
the treasury so they can
Uh-huh.
recalculate the price. That's how
Exactly.
valuable they're these things are.
they're very valuable. Really though, Murrells Inlet is it's a nice little fishing town in South Carolina. My family's been here since like the 30s or something. We have this house that Lily, I'll give you a little tour later.
Sweet.
It's a nice little place. It's very old. My brother broke one of the glass panes on the door the other day.
Oh no.
He was too violent with it.
Yeah.
Got to be careful in the old house.
Lost a couple sand dollars at the old casino mill. They
right,
outfitted
yeah.
the water mill into a casino, but he lost it all. That's understandable.
Yeah. It has been raining all weekend. We've gone to the beach once, and it was like 70 degrees. It was really cold.
Yeah.
So mainly just been chilling out here in the house.
I'm supposed to go kayaking over on Lake Norman with my parents tomorrow, but it's looking stormy here as well. We got a nice rain right now here in beautiful Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where I live.
Yeah, it's raining.
It's raining.
It's raining here too.
No way.
Think it's the same cloud.
Yeah, I think so. When we look up, we see the same moon, and that really comforts me.
Yeah.
Late at night when I'm worried you're gonna get eaten by a tiger shark, I'm like, it's okay. Trevor's getting hit by the same raindrops.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if I may share a tale of woe,
Please.
you'll notice. The viewers won't notice, but Trevor and I are on a video call. So Trevor will notice I've taken off my glasses for a moment. This is because my life is hell.
Okay.
And it's been 12 days now. Around 12 days ago, I got these new glasses because it'd been like 2 years my prescription changed. You know how it goes with glasses. You got to
Sure.
get some new ones. So these came in. I swapped them out. And then, like, the next day, I had a headache, like, all day. And I was like, that's weird. And then this happened again for roughly 7 days. And I didn't really make the connection. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to die. This is it. The aneurysm hit, finally. It's over. And then I realized, like, I'm wearing new glasses. It's probably that. But it just hasn't stopped. It just won't quit.
Yeah.
Hurts all the time.
Is this a new prescription?
A little bit. I think it's that the glasses don't fit properly, and they just press against my weak skull.
I see.
Because the prescription's like mildly changed. It would probably hurt a little bit, but not for like almost 2 weeks. So I need to go back to America's Best Optometry and get them to fix this.
That's where you go to? It's called America's Best Optometry.
I went to Target Optical for the exam, and then I went to America's Best to get the frames because they're within my insurance plan. But America's Best is trying to assassinate me incredibly slowly by just slightly squeezing my temples and nose bridge at all times. And it hurts not to wear them because I'm so blind. If I try to look at stuff, it'll strain my eyes. It hurts to wear them. There's no recourse for me.
Yeah. How close up to something are you nearsighted or farsighted?
I am nearsighted. Nearsighted is when you can see near to you.
Yeah. So how close
Yeah.
to something do you have to get to be able to see it properly without glasses?
Let's see. Let me pull up some text on my here. Wait, I'll look at your Discord username.
Okay.
Oh, just as I was doing that, some system information came up about my HP computer.
Nothing serious.
So I'll use this. Let's see. I have an AMD Ryzen. It's blurry.
That's
What is this? About 2.5 feet.
okay. That's fairly close, I would say.
Yeah, it's not like I could read that, but it would strain my eyes a bit.
What about like facial recognition? How close do you have to get, no glasses, to be able to say, "Oh, that's my friend. That's my friend Trevor over there, sitting there walking by."
That is a problem because to try to relieve my eyes, I've been walking. Like when I'm walking, I take my glasses off. But I've probably seen someone I know out on the streets and not know.
Oh yeah,
because they're too damn blurry. So at like I don't know. It's a distance. Maybe 10 feet is what I like. It gets a little hard to say who someone is.
That's pretty.
Might be a little more.
It's good because I thought if it was 2.5 feet just for facial recognition, like you don't want to have to get up that close to somebody before you're like, "Oh, hi," you know.
Right. Yeah, that would be an issue. But no, I can like from here. I could totally tell it was you. From this distance, who the hell is that?
See,
you started smiling.
Wait, take off your glasses and back up a little bit, and I'm gonna make a face, and you tell me what emotion it is I'm feeling.
Okay, I can see pretty clearly from here. Let me back up. I don't think my headphones are gonna go far enough for me to really make this experiment work, but we can try.
Take out your earbuds for a second so I can tell the audience what the emotion is I'm feeling.
Okay.
All right. This is gonna be the emotion anger.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Can you nod? Yeah. You don't have to shout. Okay. Trevor's making a face right now. Gotta describe this as kind of like righteous superiority.
It was meant to be the emotion anger. But
wait, do one more. Let me try one more. So Trevor's making another face. He really reminds me right now of Adam Warlock from the Home Galaxy 3. So I'm gonna say righteous superiority.
All right, that was constipation, but pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know if that's my vision or just like you have a unique way of doing it. It did not look like constipation to me.
Okay. Yeah, I guess my constipation face might just be unique. It's getting hot in this car here. I'm like, this is what are those? You're not supposed to leave dogs and children in hot cars.
Those are the two things you shouldn't leave in hot cars. Yeah, it's dogs and children. You know that's right.
Go ahead and put me in there too. Don't leave me in a hot car either.
I was gonna say the FDA. Sure, the FDA is putting out a report on what you're allowed to leave in a hot car, and the three things that are no-nos for sure are dogs, children, and Trevor. They're running like a new ad campaign for this, like a PSA campaign. They got big pictures of your face on a billboard, and it's like, is this in your car? Get it out of there before the temperature hits the red. And then it's your face with like smoke coming out of your ears, and it's really red. It's like, this is what'll happen. They're changing billboards. It's really cool. They installed those. They like flip to show the version of you that's really hot.
Always check to make sure that Trevor isn't in your car when you're leaving.
Because you could just be in anyone's car. You gotta like roam around, hopping in them, and then you hop in. People don't notice that you're in their trunk, and then they turn the AC off, and you could die in there.
I could die. No, that's why. Yeah, I do sneak into people's cars pretty much every day. Just to, like, if I need a ride to somewhere instead of driving my own car that I have, I'll sneak into like my neighbor's car, because they go to Walmart a lot, and sometimes I need to go to Walmart too. So,
do you confirm they're headed to Walmart first, or is it like kind of you're gonna hope?
Bit of a guessing game, but you can tell if it's the mom going. She usually brings one of her reusable bags. So if I spot that from my window, I'll quickly run down, and then just sort of covertly. Sometimes I'll just like hitch onto the bottom, like that movie. Cape Fear, that's what it is. Yeah.
Sure, I haven't seen that flick, but I can imagine.
Robert De Niro.
Ah.
That's pretty much all I remember about the movie. So.
Old Robbie D doing a little bit of hitching to the bottom of the car, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I shouldn't say A. I'm sorry. I want to walk back that A I threw in there.
You did what?
I threw an A. I said hitching to the bottom of the car, eh? And I'd like to kind of step back and apologize for that. I had a dream last night that I had a guinea pig.
Really?
Yeah, let's not talk about that on the pod, though.
All right. What did you do? What happened?
Well,
oh my god!
I don't think I'm one of those people. It's an annoying opinion these days, honestly, to be like, God, I hate when people tell me about their dreams. Now it's like, It used to be contrarian to say that, and now it's like that's the mainstream opinion, but you're still trying to be contrarian when you say it.
Yeah.
But I do believe it, I think.
People getting back from there's a place here called the Dead Dog Saloon, and they were eating there.
That's awesome.
They have a bunch of pictures of dead dogs on the wall. It's kind of cool.
Like photos of dog corpses, or like dogs that were alive when the photos were taken, but they are now dead.
Yeah, it's like a restaurant / dog, like a mortuary kind of thing. So people bring their dead dogs there to see how they died. No, it's like you can bring your a picture of your dead dog while it was still alive, and they'll put it on the wall.
Do they have any stuffed dogs?
I don't think so. Like taxidermy dogs?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure they don't. That would be a good idea, though.
That seems like a missed opportunity.
It might be a little unsettling while you're eating food to have like something that was formerly alive, or the skin of something formerly alive, you know?
We eat in leather booths all the time.
That's a good point.
We eat our cow meat in our leather booths.
Like eating a hamburger in a leather booth.
Yeah, and you wonder if they came from the same cow.
Yeah. But
we've talked before on this pod about a man we like to call Ron Fucko DeSantis.
Okay.
And it was a big week for old Fucko here.
Did he announced he was running this week, right?
He announced his official campaign, which we all knew about, but it's cool to hear it. Did you see his kind of like method that he went about announcing it?
I did not, no.
He did what they call a Twitter Space, which I guess is like a group live stream on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't really get it. It's kind of Elon Musk will hop in there with like one other person, and then you can give people the mic and do like Q&As, and then it's like old Elon and Ron do a little chat. It's audio only. It's like maybe it's a live podcast platform.
Right.
So Ron announced it via live podcast with Elon Musk.
Oh, Elon Musk was there.
Oh yeah, he was in the call the whole time.
Who is I guess he doesn't have a running mate yet. It could be Elon. It could be him.
I thought if it's Elon, that's gonna be crazy.
I would hate that a lot. I would strongly dislike that presidency, I think.
Yeah, that would be. I feel like Elon's probably a bad pick. I do think that would lower his chances. Because Elon's not a very well-liked guy among anyone.
No.
But, I mean, Ron didn't know that when he made the Twitter Space, I guess. He kind of miscalculated on that one for his announcement. So maybe he'll miscalculate on the whole campaign.
Maybe. We can only hope, I guess.
Ron did have, similar to this episode, a lot of technical difficulties with his announcement.
Yeah.
It was like, Elon was like, Ron, they can't hear you. He's being like, my service to the American people will be unmatched by the incumbent Joe Sleepy Biden, and what's a fun nickname he had for Trump? You got anything?
A nickname for former President Donald Trump.
Yeah, nickname for old DJT.
I don't know. Call him like Duckhead Donald. It's just Donald Duck.
It's pretty good. You should tweet that at Ron.
Maybe I will. I don't even have a Twitter right now. I had a Twitter, and I didn't want to use it anymore, so I just made it someone else's Twitter. Like, I changed the name and the picture, and I logged out, and I've never logged in again. So
you can delete your account.
No, I know. I didn't want to. I had like 70 followers, so if I ever want to come back, I can just turn it into my Twitter again and keep those followers. You know.
Do you remember who you pinned this on?
A fictional person. His name is Trevor Wilkins.
What was his picture?
It was a stock photo of someone. Are they going to the beach? I think people are going to the beach. I might need to get out of the car because they might need to use this car. That's okay.
These people, like, they know you, or some strangers?
Yeah, we're real neighborly, tight-knit community here in Merle's Inlet. So if you bring a car, it is a communal car automatically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You just be like, we're going to the beach.
Yeah.
Get out of the car.
It costs like $5 sand to use the pump, though. So it's a little expensive, but...
So that's like $250.
Yeah.
In American.
Yeah.
In USD.
They do have a little slot, though, for the sand dollars, so you don't have to go in and give it to the attendant, which is nice.
My Twitter, I think more people should follow. I think I have some good hot takes on there.
Yeah, I don't think Trevor Wilkins can follow you on Twitter.
Hey gang, just Lily stepping in here to say these sirens are on our end. If you're driving, the cops aren't after you. That's our recording. Thank you, Trevor Wilkins. I think, I have fewer followers than Trevor Wilkins, I think. But I think more people should hop in, because you can see me getting mad about transphobes. Every day, my kind of morning routine is to beam about 30 minutes of transphobia right into my retinas. It's really healthy.
That doesn't seem... It feels like you might be happier if you didn't do that. I don't know. Maybe it might be...
Well, I need to know.
True.
It's really important that I know about someone on Twitter's bad take.
Right.
About whether, trans men deserve estrogen. Wait, no. They probably don't.
I don't think they want it.
They don't. Well, my take is that they don't deserve it.
Right.
Because they Ron Fucko is like, no, we need to give them more estrogen.
They want to get rid of what they already have. They already have a surplus. But yeah, Ron...
That's part of the issue.
Yeah.
So I get into debates like that on Twitter every day. But then also sometimes I tweet something funny, maybe.
Oh, well, there you go. You could. Do you ever tweet in response to these transphobes? And
I'll do a nice quote tweet.
Okay.
Of there was this. I'm looking at my Twitter right now to see if there was anything funny immediately. There was this great tweet someone did about. It was serious. The caption is, "This is why you shouldn't speed." # speed kills. # drive sober. And then it's an animated simulation of what would happen if a car drove into a giant hanging spike ball.
Right. Yeah. I hate having to avoid those when I'm riding on the freeway. That's
yeah. And what's great is the car's pretty much okay, up to 70 miles an hour. And then it goes into here at 210, it just gets flung straight into the sky.
210 miles an hour. I don't think I'm looking at my speedometer here in front of me, and it only says 140. So
yeah, No, it doesn't go that. They put 300 miles an hour in this one. They put like a skull emoji on it. Like this is the first time you'll die. It gets flung like 100 miles straight into a mountain.
It gets flung 100 miles.
It looks like it. The camera has to pan. Like the simulated camera has to follow it into the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Part of this episode's going to be me reading funny tweets. Someone quote tweeted that and said, driver's ed instructor pinching his temples. Okay, stop the car. Do you know what you did wrong? And then the student says, you hit the giant morning star. That's an automatic fail.
Yeah, you got to avoid those. That's funny. And
it would be cool if when you're doing a driver's test, they put, like a flaming wheel. Like spike pits.
Yeah. Like it's almost like partially like an obstacle course. Like if you can pass this, you're going to be fine out on the road. We trust you.
Right.
Completely. Yeah.
Like you're never on a normal American highway, you're never going to find anything more dangerous than the giant spike ball.
Exactly.
So if you can dodge that at 300 miles an hour,
then you're skilled enough to drive on 85. Yeah.
How did your driver's test go?
My first driver's
Sounds like
test.
you just took it. Sounds like you took it this week, and I'm like, hey, how'd it go?
Yeah.
When you got it, I'm assuming when you were 16.
When I was 16, I failed the first time. I didn't back up straight, is what she said. I think that was a lie, but it's fine. And then I didn't do the roundabout correctly. But in my defense, it was in like a shopping center. So it wasn't like a normal roundabout you would see on like a street. Because there's a roundabout like right near my neighborhood. And so I have to use one like every day leaving for my house. But she didn't understand that. And then the second time I took it, it was in a town called Lumberton, very close to the border of North and South Carolina. And I passed, flying colors.
Nice.
This one, they weren't as tough though as the first one I went to. Oh, there's a kitty cat over there. What about you?
I had a similar journey. I failed the first time, passed the second time. My problem was, I agree. I think my instructor was out to get me. Mm-hmm. She said I was driving in the middle of the road, but it was like I did mine in Albemarle, North Carolina. Go to a tiny one so that it's easier, allegedly.
Yeah.
But she snuck a giant morning star
Oh,
onto the road, and I didn't expect that. They didn't put that in the manual about how to avoid the giant morning star. I hit it at 290 miles an hour.
Oh, jeez. Just 10 more miles, you would have failed, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, luckily, I just barely avoided getting flung right into the mountain.
That's good.
But she said it was too close for comfort. No, she said I was driving in the middle of the road, but it was like really thin neighborhood streets, like garbage cans on both sides. So like it wasn't really I would argue, a 2-lane road.
Right.
It's just one center lane, and you work it out with the other person coming at you who's allowed through.
Yeah, that's what you do on a neighborhood road, isn't it? Like, because there's no...
I'd argue.
Yeah, there's no lines, really. At least not in my neighborhood. And, like, yeah, oftentimes there are children playing on the street. And if you're going, like, 50, you got to make sure you might have to go into the left side a little bit to avoid them. Right?
Exactly. And then you go back to center. Is how I always did it. And that's how I do it now. And that's how everyone does it. Yeah. But she was like, I don't know why we're in the middle of the road. And I'm like, I do. But I don't think you're asking me why. I think you're telling me not to do it.
Yeah.
So
it was pointed.
I fixed that. Yeah. It was a loaded question. And then she cut it off early after that. Because I took kind of a bad left turn. Really, it was like a left turn off the main road into these neighborhood roads, and there was a car coming at me. I cut it a little bit close. But it's still like a move I would make today, but not a move I would make in front of a driving instructor.
Or like a sheriff's car, probably.
Yeah. Which is, those will get you. And then there was the giant Morning Star, and that was a problem for me.
Yeah. Cause an issue. Have you ever been pulled over?
Never for my driving. One time I had a headlight out. What about you?
I haven't, which is very surprising because I drive like a maniac.
You famously drive like a maniac.
Yeah. It's a known thing among people I know. But not among the police.
There was like a
It's a known thing on the streets of America that if I'm out there, you better watch out.
What was that like cartoon bog sound effect?
What? There's a bong?
Literally sounded like Tom hit Jerry on the head with a mallet.
Hey, was it this?
No, that's not it. I don't know what that was.
Wait,
it was beautiful.
We gotta find this.
Sound like the only way I could imagine you making that was like hitting an empty water bottle on something, maybe.
Is that it?
That might have made it. This isn't perfect though. I hope that got picked up by the mic.
That was what I'm doing now. That's the top of a coffee cup, like a plastic coffee lid. So you can make a lot of funny sounds in this car.
Yeah, it's really a whole sound studio.
That's not very loud. Was it that?
No, it's all right. We can let it just happen the one time.
Yeah.
It'll be a little secret. Gosh, if it didn't get picked up by the mic, I'm gonna be so bummed.
Let me tell you about a little. I've been having this quandary recently.
Okay.
So I've like I said, this house I'm staying in, we've had it since my family's had it since like the 30s when it was built. And I've been coming here since I was a child. And since I was a child, there has been what is now a Circle K, what used to be a kangaroo store just up the street. And we would go and we would take our little like those little cars that kids can ride in that have like batteries. You just like drive around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yes.
And me and like my grandfather used to drive that up to the Circle K, grab a Hershey's cookies and cream bar or something.
Ooh.
And that's been a tradition since I was a kid. But now,
Nice.
this summer, they've built a huge 7-Eleven slightly closer to my house. And this 7-Eleven, by God, it's got the Slurpees. It has nice fresh coffee in the mornings. It has fucking horchata that you can just get on tap.
Whoa. On tap.
Yeah.
Damn.
And now I haven't been to the Circle K one time, but that was
it got you served.
Huh?
It got you served.
Well, yeah. I feel like bad though. It feels like I'm cheating. You know, it feels like I'm doing something wrong every time I walk into the 7-Eleven, but it feels so like good because it's so good. It's such a nice store. It's like clean.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just, it's a tough. I used to drink bug juice. You heard of this bug juice? Do you remember bug juice?
Yeah, I remember. Well, I don't think I've had it, but I know of bug juice.
Used to have bug juice up at the kangaroo store almost every day of my life, and now I haven't even walked in there since I've been here. It's just a little it's a little sad, you know, because that's used to be one of my favorite stores, and now it's yeah,
that's one of the great losses in life. It's a lot like when you're cheating on your wife, and it's like yeah, you used to love this thing, but time marches forward, and there are new. You're gonna meet new people. You're gonna find new stores, and it's not required of you to tell the Circle K/Kangaroo store or your wife that you're moving on. It's kind of like that's not your responsibility,
Sure.
or your duty as a good partner or a good shopper. Because there's a reason you're doing it. Something's better about this new person/store you're seeing, and if they wanted to stop that, they should have been better themselves.
Yeah. That's a good point. Um,
Yes, I hope that makes you feel better about your situation, both with your wife and the store that you're now shopping at.
I have been telling the wife I've been going to the Circle K,
Right.
since that is where we met and I proposed to her. Um,
Oh, it had like a lot of, wow, yeah,
but
a
now
lot of significance for you.
I have this other girl I've been seeing at the 7-Eleven.
Mm.
I was buying a hot dog and she was getting one of those wizard fingers. What are they called? The like the little taquitos. One of the taquitos.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know why you call it a wizard finger.
I've heard that somewhere. I don't know where. I think that's when you leave the hot dog on the thing for too long. It becomes all gross.
Oh, like they're old and wrinkled, and you
Yeah.
can see the joints.
Exactly.
That's a good name for them, actually. And it sounds gross, which I like.
I don't know
I
where
can never
got
eat
that.
lady fingers
What
because I don't like the idea of eating a finger.
I don't even know what ladyfingers are.
They're just like little cakes,
Oh.
little stick-shaped cakes that you put in a tiramisu.
Oh. Okay. I like tiramisu.
So you've been eating lady fingers your whole life,
I guess so.
but you met this girl. She was eating a wizard finger right off the stove.
We're eating right off the stove. The 7-Eleven attendants were really mad because you're supposed to pay for them first.
Right.
But I was.
But she's got a free spirit.
She has a free spirit. Unlike my wife has been going to the Circle K for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Never been inside another convenience store. So, and this girl at the 7-Eleven, she's not only in the 7-Eleven, she's in most convenience stores in the community, in the Merle's Inlet community. So,
Wow. Like at all times. She's kind of like a quantum girl.
yeah, well, yeah, she makes sure to hit each of the things every day. And she does, yeah, she quantum leaps into the different stores.
She does a quantum leap to make sure that she has time to hit, the 7-Eleven. She's hitting the Green Gables.
Green
That's
Gate.
that's a now dead Canadian convenience store,
Oh.
I believe.
Well, that's yeah. She quantum leaps back in time to when Green Gables was still existing.
Right.
Oh, I might need to move my car.
Damn. This was a bad recording space, I think.
Yes, so I could record in the
Very-
shed. That
Pretty
shed.
volatile. There's-
We have a shed here,
yeah.
in Merle's, and a World War I veteran used to live in there.
Why did they make him live in the shed?
Not enough space in the house.
He's an American hero, and they stuck him in the shed.
Well, he likes his space. He wanted his own space, I guess. So they put him up in the shed.
Did it have like AC or anything?
Probably not. I doubt even the house had AC for a long time.
That's a good point. Yeah, he didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
After all his time in the trenches, I'm sure he appreciated just about anything.
Exactly. No, he just wanted it. He just wanted some space to live.
Yeah. Can you tell him I appreciate his service when you go in there to record?
Yeah, I will. I'll tell his. He's still in there. His body is so.
He's dead?
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
God damn it. Fuck, dude. It's just we you know, we've lost so many of those. We've lost so many World War II, World War One veterans these past couple of years.
I think
It's hard.
they're all dead.
He was the last fucking one?
Maybe.
Are you kidding me?
I hate to tell you, but it's no longer living history.
God damn it. Cuz he was my rock.
Yeah. I would often go in there and see him comforting you through some of your hard
Yeah.
times. After you'd seen a really bad tweet, he would always have open arms for anyone that needed it.
Yeah, like he gave me the strength to block J.K. Rowling. Like he's the reason I don't see her tweets anymore.
Wow.
I just can't believe he's gone. This means J.K. Rowling won. Man, that sucks.
It does suck.
When did he pass?
The 50s?
Fuck. Oh my god, I missed his funeral.
Yeah. Just by a little bit.
I wasn't born yet. I wasn't born yet for his funeral. Man.
Sad day.
Yeah.
But what have you been up to, Lily, besides the glasses?
What have I been up to?
Yeah.
Huh? You're gonna ask me what I've been up to.
Can I ask you what you've been up to? That's right.
I could talk a little bit about Jane Austen.
Sure.
I'm gonna kind of be in my arc. You had your little arc on this podcast of like talking a whole bunch about Russian history.
That's true.
When you were very into that, and I kind of like, this is my turn to be super into a class.
Yeah.
And talk about my nerd stuff.
Please.
My loser stuff for absolute dweebs.
Well, luckily, our podcast is listened to by 100% dweebs. So.
That's right. Yeah. Shout out to all the losers out there. But I'm reading a lot of Jane Austen. That's most of what I do with my time.
Mm-hmm.
I right now had to finish Northanger Abbey very quickly. I have to read like the last 40 pages today. Because I got a presentation on that next week.
Oh.
Summer classes are so fucking fast. It's like every day. I got to read Pride and Prejudice in 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But Northanger Abbey's fun. It's like a parody of gothic horror.
Okay.
And that's something I think I'm into. I went and for the first time, you'll be really proud of me, I checked out books from Davis Library.
Oh, congrats. Did you order them, or did you like find them in the stacks?
I went and looked for them in the stacks. I couldn't find them, so I had to order them. I
see.
did get to do a little bit of browsing.
Nice.
And then I ordered these. I got We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. She wrote The Haunting of Hill House. One of my favorite horror novels. It's really good. And I got the first ever Gothic novel, The Castle of Otranto.
Whoa.
Which, it's cool. The book has been in the library system since 1977.
Oh, wow.
And it's got like the signatures from people who checked it out back in 77. So that's fun. It's seen some stuff. I bet someone's had sex near it.
Yeah, probably. You might be
that-
able to test for some ejaculate or something.
Put a blue light up to that puppy. Yeah, it's really. I mean, it's a cool looking book. I don't know why I check them out now, because I mean they're due in a month, right when like the Jane Austen class ends, and I just have to read so much frickin' Jane Austen. I don't really I have time, but I don't want to spend like all day reading, like I'm some kind of Jane Austen heroine who didn't have the internet or TV or nothing, so had to read books and stuff. Like, what am I, one of those,
Yeah. You can basically renew as many times as you want, and I don't think there's a late fee.
Oh,
So it doesn't matter. I have books checked out.
interesting.
I have books checked out from several months ago that I don't plan on checking in until I get back in August. So
Do you have to like every month go in and renew, or can you be like, I'll be keeping this for the next 5 years?
it for me it auto renews. It'll like auto renew like 5 times for me before it actually says it's late.
Really?
So, yeah.
Huh. I guess I own that book now.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I mean, like, I don't know, the books I have had to check out, like, no one else is gonna check out for like another 5 years when someone else is doing a research project on the same thing.
Right.
But like, I don't know about novels, since
Yeah.
people like to read those for fun.
It's like, yeah, We Have Always Lived in the Castle was on hold before I
Oh.
was able to get it. I had to wait like a day. So
Yeah.
yeah, that one's pretty new, but yours are like hidden somewhere. No one's touched them in 22 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know when Castle of Otranto was last checked out. That's like an old one. Kind of a little bit. No one wants to read it anymore.
You might be good on that one.
So I could go to like the Wilson Library, I think has a rare book collection.
Yeah.
I can check those out. I don't think I actually can, but let's imagine they give me special privileges, let me check them out.
Yeah.
I can sell them
There
for
you go.
thousands of dollars
Yeah.
and then just keep renewing. I don't even own them anymore, but I'm like, yeah, I'm going to keep this for another 6 months, please. And then they'll be like, okay.
Now I don't think that you would be able to graduate if you did that. They might not
Really?
let you graduate, is what I've heard.
You can't. Huh. What if what's the fee for like, I'm keeping this book?
What's the fee?
Because like, if I'm just like, I'm not returning it,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Well, if
like,
it's a-
what happens?
If it's a rare book, they'd probably like charge you. If it's like it's like an original first edition copy of Pride and Prejudice, let's say. And,
Yeah.
And you're for some reason you're like, I only want to read Pride and Prejudice if it's a first edition original copy.
Yeah.
Touched.
If it's not Jane's handwriting,
Exactly.
like it doesn't work for me.
Yeah. And you've checked that out from the library, and it's been like a
Yeah.
month.
They let me
doesn't-
just take it home in my backpack in the fucking rain.
It's like a $500,000 book, and it's like there's a tropical storm outside, and you have it in your and you forgot your backpack. It's just like a plastic bag from Target because you were there earlier.
Yeah, it's already got like a puddle of water in the bag, and I just drop it in. They let me go.
By the time you get home, the ink is like all smeared and stuff. You have to skip like 30 pages because it's unreadable.
I go online and reference what it's supposed to say. The original copy is totally useless now.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, you know, that thing where they have like, there is a kilogram. It's like a block of metal. And it's like, this is what a kilogram is. And if someone takes a chunk off, it's like every kilogram changes.
Yeah.
Like if I smear the original copy of Pride and Prejudice, does every book change?
I think so, because there's no way to prove that it wasn't like that originally. So
Yeah.
if you get your hands on the original copy, you could like change it. If there's ever like a plot point you don't like, you could rewrite it.
I'm going to write some Pride and Prejudice fan fiction and then fully replace it.
Yeah, you just like you rip out like some pages and then put in just like notebook paper, like tape there with like scotch tape.
Yeah, it's written in crayon. It's like this is what all the scholars have to study now.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's a good class.
It's a fun class. Yeah, I do like there's 4 other people in there. We had 7. 2 people dropped it right after the first day, which is fair because it's a lot of reading.
Yeah,
I like a smaller class. You like, especially since we're just doing book discussion the whole time. It's like it's fun. We all get to know each other.
yeah.
I'm cracking some jokes. I'm pretty fucking funny in there. I won't
There you
lie.
go. That's what I love. I love being funny in class. We've talked about this before. There's like a right way to do it too. You know, it's all about. I think it's all about timing. You know, making sure that a joke isn't ill placed, and like interrupting someone else or like the professor. You know.
Yeah, that's important. Your professor's doing a lecture, and then you hop in with like a stand-up set.
Yeah, because I've had like I've raised my hand. Well, okay, I've like raised my hand to tell a joke before, but I'll like disguise it as like something real. You know?
Yeah.
Have you done that, or is that just me?
I've done like it'll be like a funny answer to the question.
Yeah.
Not it. It won't be like I raise my hand and I'm like, hey, what? What'd the rabbit say to the horse with no eyes?
Completely unrelated. Just like
yeah,
it's like super serious. You're talking about like I don't know. You're like a love scene. You're talking about like a someone is professing their love to someone else. You're talking about that scene, and then you raise your hand and you're like, "Hey, professor, it's a little tense in here right now. Do you mind if I just like kind of bring it down a little bit? You know, just to make sure we're still all having a good time."
Yeah, and they're like, I mean, I guess, and I fully stand in front of the board, bring my notebook up, and I'm like, let me see, let me find something in here.
It takes you like 5 minutes to find something good enough to tell.
Yeah, and then I do my type 5 up in front of everybody.
Yeah. So you do that like once every class, yeah?
Yeah, everybody comes to expect it. They're like, fuck, it's 4:30. Lily's about to raise her stupid fucking hand. Do her set.
I haven't used my brain much this summer at all. I was gonna read a book. I like checked out a book from the library, from my local library, and I haven't read it. And that book is late, and they do charge for that.
Yeah.
I think up to $10. So.
Whoa. What's the book?
It's called Tweak, I think. I just kind of picked it up. I was looking for something about Lenin, but I couldn't find that. So I picked up a book about some guy who did drugs.
Damn. You went to the dirty capitalist library.
Yeah, they made me pay for the book too when I was checking it out. I like that we have a place for knowledge that's free.
Under old fucko. He's gonna get rid of them because they're woke.
Is that what he said?
No, but he probably will.
Get rid of libraries?
What a fucking campaign that would be.
Yeah. Anti-library. What would that be for? To like save money? I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the angle you'd have to take.
Yeah.
You could, I mean, Ron do be banning books, so he could be like, they're putting so much CRT and gender. There's so much gender in this library. We have to shut them all down.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Unfortunately, that seems to be a trend right now. Banning books is cool. That's not good.
Wait a minute. Oh my god, we haven't reviewed water yet.
Oh my lord.
We're like an hour, 10 minutes in, and we still have to take a question.
Okay, real quick, I have this water here in my cup holder seat. Don't know whose it is. There's just a little bit left at the bottom. This is a Good and Gather Target brand purified drinking water. Let's have a taste.
All right.
That is several days old, and I don't think it's entirely water.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. It tastes fine. Not very much flavor. 4 out of 5.
That's pretty. We don't really go that high very often. That's pretty
Not
good.
really, but yeah.
When you're really thirsty. Oh!
that peaked the mic, so it sounded like it was like a meme sound on my end. What's that? No, there's a sound effect that's like a guy. It's a guy having an orgasm or something. It's like famous. And that's what it sounded like to me. So,
yeah, sorry, that's what just happened.
oh, okay.
But also,
What's wrong, Lily?
I got so much knowledge.
Oh, well, you got to get that out.
That's right. And my glasses are so tight. It's real today. It really
no.
does hurt today. Hopefully getting all this knowledge out will help relieve some of that pain.
Hopefully.
We got a question this week from Megan.
Okay.
And Megan asks us, as a vegetarian, is it unethical to eat the cauliflower sandwich cooked in chicken grease at Chick-fil-A? They have a new cauliflower sandwich, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cooked like with the chicken.
And I assume she's a vegetarian then?
Yeah.
Or is she vegetarian or vegan?
I don't think she's vegan. I'm pretty sure she's This is my sister. This is why I know so much about this listener.
No, we like to keep we keep an intimate knowledge of all our listeners. That's how much we care.
That's right.
Now, for me, obviously, I eat chicken. I ate meat. I ate part of a pig today, and a chicken's unborn child. So I don't really care about that.
It's brutal.
You know, these things have to be said. But, I mean, like, because you're not eating chicken, right? Like, whether or not you order the cauliflower sandwich, chicken is also going to be ordered by other people and eaten. And I don't think not ordering a cauliflower sandwich is going to affect, like, Chick-fil-A's bottom line very much at all. And if anything, you're buying a cauliflower sandwich, that might encourage more non-meat options at the Chick-fil-A, you know?
Yeah.
So, I say it's fine. You know, unless you have like a health issue associated with eating something that was also cooked in chicken, you know, I don't see an issue personally. So,
but is that like the goal of those type of dietary restrictions, like the voluntary ones, of like grander societal change? I kind of see it as just like a personal thing. You don't, for whatever reason, you find it immoral, you find it gross. It's less healthy for you than in many cases of just like you don't want to eat animals.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it hugely matters to people about, you know, whether or not Chick-fil-A is going to sell chicken. It's like they personally don't want it. I'm sure there are some people who are like, I want to cut down on the general production of red meat, which is a good cause.
Yeah.
That I should participate in, but I don't.
It's so good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I am the greatest scientist in the world, and I've just invented a sandwich that will replace forever the mighty chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
Hi, sir. It's me, your little assistant guy. I'm a little guy like Igor. You did it, sir. You made the world's first cauliflower sandwich.
My Igor-like assistant. You're
Yes.
a vegetarian, yes?
Aye, sir. Meat makes me grow, and I must stay small for you.
Go ahead and have a bite of this cauliflower sandwich.
But, sire, was it not cooked next to the chicken sandwich?
Well, yes, my dear Igor-like friend.
Yes.
But as my assistant, you have a duty and obligation to put this sandwich in your mouth and tell me how it is.
But surely this conflicts with my other duty of staying small and tiny and weak.
Just eat it, or I'm going to force it into your mouth.
Okay. Oh my god. My arms are stretching out. My hunchback is gone. Sir, you turned me into a normal-sized guy.
Yes, my assistant. And now you can walk amongst the people.
But I thought you wanted an Igor-like little creature assistant.
Well, I did, but your time with me has ended. I need someone who can eat meat and so you can try out all my burgers at the barbecues I like to have with the other scientists.
What? I've been denying myself delicious, delicious burgers for years for you.
Get out of here! I don't want to see your face anymore.
Fine. I'm
Now
gonna
that
go work
it's-
at Chick-fil-A. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da.
It's hard to do a scene when I can't see you.
It's really this is pretty tough. Now that we're trying to do more serious scenes, it's difficult.
It's okay. I also haven't done improv in a while. Anyways, that's gonna be all for this week's episode of All That in a Glass of Water.
That's right.
I hope you'll join us next time when I'm in a Sudan as opposed to an SUV.
Oh wow.
But for now, please send your questions to allthatinaglassofwater@gmail.com.
Or you can use the Q&A feature on Spotify. And it's great.
Yes, and I've been your host, Trevor,
I have been your other host, Lily.
and goodbye, everybody.
Sleep tight, sweetums.
Sweetums.
Yeah.
I don't even know like how the internet works. Like I couldn't begin to understand it. So